I'm joined today by Mike Paleokrassas, co-head of sales and trading at Genesis Global Trading, an OTC crypto liquidity provider, or as I like to call you guys, a crypto prime broker. Mike, I'd love you to give a brief background on yourself.
Awesome. Thanks, Jason. Really glad to be here. Like you said, my name is Mike Paleokrassas. I co-head sales and trading at Genesis Global Trading. We have been a crypto trading firm since 2013. I've been at Genesis since 2008.
We go way back to the early days of the institutionalization of crypto. In 2014, I helped start a hedge fund that actively managed a portfolio of cryptocurrency. And you were one of our market-making counterparties, primarily in spot Bitcoin. You stayed put at Genesis throughout the years while I moved around within the industry, first to Credit Suisse's blockchain technology team, and then to where I am now, starting my own business, a consulting firm called LLG that helps high net worth individuals, family offices, and institutions invest in and custody cryptocurrencies. And full disclaimer, Genesis is one of the main counterparties that my company helps clients get set up with. So I want to first talk to you about the origins of Genesis, Mike. You guys came out of Second Market and first formed a crypto trading desk back in 2013, as you said. How did that come about? How did that transition happen?
Yeah, that's a great question. So early 2013, Barry Silbert, who was the CEO of Second Market, called our desk, into a room and was like, "Hey guys, personally, I've been investing in Bitcoin and I've made some investments in some Bitcoin companies." And, he basically said that, he thinks Bitcoin is going to be just revolutionary and, it's something that he was super passionate about. And he said, "Hey guys, the marketplace is super immature. There's not, any form or any type of institutional players yet in the space. But, we think with your skill sets at the time, we were a fixed income agency only trading desk, but during the financial crisis of 2008, we had created this secondary market for a product called auction rate securities. And what we were really good at was matching buyers and sellers, especially assets that, had never traded, before. And, we needed to figure out, who the buyers are, who the sellers were, how do we educate people on the product? And we did a really good job with this, auction rate product. And Barry said, "Hey guys, like this, your skill sets could really, really be utilized here in the crypto space." Because at the time there was 1 to 2 exchanges that people traded on. It was Bitstamp and Mt. Gox. It was very, very hard to source or offload any kind of risk because wires to a Bitstamp or a Mt. Gox could take weeks, and essentially the marketplace that what we stepped into was basically we needed to match buyers and sellers. So Barry pitched us. We all thought he was crazy. A week we kept talking about it. This was early Q2 of 2013. And then he finally, it took us, a few weeks and we said, "All right, let's do this." And then until, throughout the summer, we basically we were a broker dealer at the time. So we worked with our regulators, the SEC and FINRA, and got them comfortable with us trading Bitcoin out of the broker dealer. And then, Q3 of that year, we launched as a Bitcoin spot only trading desk. And like Jason said, I mean, Jason asked, the origins also, came about because, Barry also created the Bitcoin investment trusts, which, Grayscale is now the sponsor of the trusts. And, there needed to be an authorized participant, a broker dealer, that when, inflows into the trust happened, like someone comes in to buy $1 million of Bitcoin, someone needed to go out and actually source the underlying and deliver it to the trust to create shares to deliver to their clients. So that was kind of the first thing we did, but also kind of created our market making spot desk at the time.
Yeah, and I mean, the growth from back then in 2013 to where we are today, it's unbelievable. Today you have banking relationships What were banking relationships for Genesis like back in 2013?
That's a great question. So at the time, we were using Bank of America as our our banking. They're our banking partner, for our fixed income side, and we reached out to them. They were like, hey, like we're starting to trade this new product. It's much more transactional, right? The trading was someone buys Bitcoin and to settle the transaction, they send us a wire. So we just let them know, like, you should expect a lot more wires from kind of third parties that are paying, Genesis for these transactions. They said, oh, that's fine. Like Bitcoin, it's probably not going to, last too long. It's probably not this, relationship that, is going to, really, blow up in terms of like volumes. But, as 2013, progressed and the year ended, we realized pretty quickly, because Bank of America was reaching out to us about like every single wire that came in, that we needed to find a better banking, relationship. And luckily at the time there was a bank in New York called Metropolitan Bank that, they luckily were onboarding crypto clients, and we were one of the first ones on there, and we helped them, we also helped them get comfortable with the asset class. At the time, it was just Bitcoin. And so luckily that happened, because early 2014, Bank of America was like, hey, like, we don't really want to be associated with crypto clients. So, luckily we had this fallback option, which was Metropolitan Bank. Now, as Jason knows, fast forward to, 2021, we have, 3 to 4 banking relationships that we can count on. And quite frankly, if we needed to find other ones, we could as well. But back then, I remember we would talk as a desk all the time about like, finding new banking, clients. Like, the traders were calling different branches at firms, like, like we'd call like Wells Fargo or JP Morgan, be like, hey, like, this is what we want to do. Is this of any interest to you? And like, 10 out of 10 times they would just say no. If you're touching cryptocurrency, we want nothing to do with it. So it was definitely a touch and go time. But luckily, we had, and we were able to secure one.
So how were trades settled back then? I mean, today it's really seamless. You're a prime broker, you have bank relationships. You buy crypto with cash, you send the wire. You buy crypto with stable coins, you send the stable coin in exchange for crypto. There were no stable coins back in 2013. Bitcoin was trading between $100 and $1,200 at the peak in 2013. How are trades settled back then versus today?
Hey, if you like this clip, be sure to check out the full interview and more only on realvision.com/crypto. It's 100% free. Sign up now.